Hello everybody, welcome back to the renewed season of Animation 101. We're now technically in our 6th season, but this is Animation 501. We did it! Super excited! Oh, I hope everybody's doing well. Keys, Oliver, Jack, Alessandra, it's good to see you lot. For those that are new to Animation 101 and maybe you've just jumped in on Animation 501, here we learn different animation techniques with different Adobe based products, doing cool, fun mini games. I feel like I'm a gamer, want to bring the learning to the game scenes. Here we are. So that does mean that there are some files for you to download. So if you want to get involved with today's episode of mini games, please make sure you check the description box or the chat. That way, when we come to it, you can join in too. Thank you, Alessandra. The hair is resting. No more blonde for now. I'm sure I'll be back in for the next one. All right, so in this episode of Animation 501, you might ask, what are we doing? Do we have watts like we had before? Not quite. We're keeping up with Animation 401, where we had a series of things that we're going to focus on. Now, there's a lot of stuff that we can do in After Effects, so I thought we could make our very... You might recognize these type of mini games, I think, when you see them. Our mini games are sort of based around a certain focus, and this time our focus is on the infinite tunnel. Ooh. The infinite tunnel effect is a very fun, trippy effect. It can be used in multiple ways. We'll do a few in today's mini game. So let's take a look at those, shall we? We've got 3 today. Inhale, spiral door, and arcade. And yes, this is the call to action for you to go ahead and download the files. If you'd like to use it, if you're watching this as a VOD, go ahead and pause the video, grab your stuff, and I'll meet you right back when we have everything open. Thank you. Robert just said the links to the other tutorials in the spreadsheet at the PR challenge. Oh, lovely. Thank you, Robert. I didn't realize that. Also, Jack popped down the link inside the chat in case you're not looking through the description as well. But how is everybody? Is everyone doing okay? We've had, I don't know if it's today or not, but there's like a heat wave, which we're not ready for. Just one day. 29 degrees might not sound really high, but for London, it's high. It's really high. It's really high. Oh, on Discord? Thank you, Robert. That's related to the links to the other tutorials in the spreadsheet at the PR Discord. So if you don't have the Adobe Premiere Discord, I think if you type it into Google, or maybe someone might pop it in the chat, we'll see. But there should be a link for you to be able to go and find that there too. All right, let's take a look at our first one. Number 1, inhale. We had a tornado. Jack, are you okay? 100 points to whoever works out where they've recognized these minigame shapes from. Oh no, the heat wave's been going around. Oh yeah. Hello, lovely. I heard somebody had like either a hurricane or an earthquake, or the electricity went out. I think for maybe like 2 weeks. Yeah, I've not been feeling great because of the heat. It's been 90 degrees. Oh, ooh, no. Oh, no. I don't know if you're in a place where they have the AC. We do not have AC by standard. We've got double glazing on the windows. When heat comes, it's not good. Not good. What? It's only 18 degrees. Give us some of that London heat. Nah, you're going to get this rain. We're probably going to rain for like 3 weeks afterwards. Hi, Uma. Welcome on in, hun. Has anyone worked out where they recognize these kind of mini games from? So when you open your After Effects file, you'll notice that you can see 4 tabs down below. You've got see your successes here. You can't see any of the layers because you don't really need to interact with it. I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. We've got minigame screen number 1, minigame screen number 2, and minigame screen number 3. So for now, we're working on the first minigame. So we'll just click on the first tab and go for it that way. But when I say see your successes here, we're going to complete the minigame and then we can come back to this one and just press play. Oh, it's in full. So when we press play, you'll be able to see what you did in a, it's like watching somebody else do a let's play or something. It's gonna play out all the scenes that you did. It'll be fun, really fun. And I don't know, I didn't have any music. I was thinking about maybe I should just make some music. I'll learn how to make music so I can add some cute tunes on here. But when you do your own, you can add whatever cute video gaming music you like to these mini games. Josie, hello. It's 94 right now and I'm chilling at the library enjoying the AC. It's already rainy, we don't need more. I mean, I'm sure the grass is very happy. You do have air conditioning, but on the condition the window is open. No, you see, there's a problem with that as well. For us, let's head over to number 1 so I can talk you through what we're going to do. And let me just quickly reply to Keys. The problem is, Keys, when it's hot and then the rain happens, if you leave your window open, the mosquitoes come in. So you kind of have to, just need to lump it. You can't do it. Right, so if we zoom over, we can press the space bar. We can see that there's a timer going and everything cuts off here. That's because by the time the graphic closes to say that the mini game was successful, none of this is seen. So whatever we're gonna do only has to be done in this first half. So the first tunnel, you can totally do it directly on this layer here. I have hidden some files because there's a lot of things that were involved in me making this graphic for us to use. So they're not too important. You can do it here if you want to, but if you want to do it cleanly and then just pull it in, copy me. We're gonna make a new composition. You can make it any size that you like. Let's say 800 by 800. And to the chat, I'll see if I can do it in time. But in the example, our Kirby looking creature inhaled some stars. What kind of shape should I make it inhale this time? And Oliver, you can give me a dodecahedron. I'm ready this time. Give me a shape and give me a color. Right, so we're gonna make this 800 by 800. We're gonna work with the first infinite tunnel thing. I'll just call this first T. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is maybe turn off the grid. It's still transparent, but this makes it easier for us to see. We're gonna go up, select the circle or the ellipse tool, hold Control and Shift, and click and drag. Now, I prefer a thicker stroke just because I assume it'll be easier for me to see, especially because I'm not looking at the other comp. I'm doing this somewhere else. So I wanna make sure it's big enough for me to be able to see it later. So we've got our shape. I'll call it C for circle. Kirby with an E, yeah. Right, now all we have to do is click add. Make sure you've got contents open, go to the arrow, click add, and we're gonna look for repeater. There it is, lovely. Let's open the tab, go to copies, make it whatever you like. I'll go for 420 this time. And in offset, hold the Alt key while you left click the stopwatch. All we have to do now is type in the word time, hold shift and press 8. I don't know what it's called, an asterisk. You want the asterisk and then do -1. This is gonna make it move. Before we press play and see the wonder, let's open the transform of the repeater, go to position, make it 0, and change the scale to 50. So now, if we press play, it's gonna give us that woo. Not bad, pretty fun. Haribo bears. Wait, for Kirby to ingest, you want me to make Haribo bears? Okay. Pasta shapes, alphabet spaghetti. Okay, cool. In the position, if you move the X, you've got a cool effect like this. So imagine you can absolutely animate the stopwatch of the up and the down to make it do some really cool stuff. Because already that's kind of like, whoa, we could totally use that. But for now, I'll go with the basic just so we get the gist. But the title of this mini game is Inhale. That looks like it's going out. We need it to come in. So you might think, let's right click and do time. Good idea. But it doesn't work on this layer. So before we make it work, I'm going to find out where the 420 stops. Oh, it looks like we're kind of okay. This is going for 8 seconds. That's longer than we have. That's cool by me. Let me put this into a comp. which is on the bottom screen. There we go. You said I was allowed. No. The alphabet was good. I was not expecting the Haribo bears. It's Uma that's putting me to work now. So I need to try to do that. So we're going to do, I'm going to go for like the kid style drawing. It'll be like a weird looking bear, and we'll just assume it's a gummy bear. So now I put it into a comp. Now I can right click, go to time and click time reverse layer. So now it's coming in. Lovely, but it's a bit slow. So let's right click, go to time, go to enable time mapping and just pull it in a little bit. Remember, the clip is pretty much only going to be seen for 3 seconds. So as long as it's shorter than that, I think we're good. Or doesn't go too short, then we're fine. So we've got our first T here. I'm going to copy it. We'll go over to our first mini game and we will paste. Oh, okay, there it is. Lovely. But if we press the play button, you'll notice that nothing else is moving. There's a reason for that. This is 501 now. We're in animation 501. I expect you to do some animating. So we've got to actually animate the game and then do the work. So we've got the mouth shut here. We've got a mouth open, another mouth open. We could do something with this. So let's quickly animate the mouth. Doesn't need to look too perfect. If you've ever played one of these types of mini games in WarioWare, you'll notice that they're kind of rough, but that's the charm. There we go. We got a little bloop. Don't know what to call it. We got a little bloop. And let's say that I want these two to stay together. I'm going to parent maybe the line to the mouth. I'm going to have the open mouth bounce at the same time as the other one. So when we turn it on, it'll be a kind of cute reveal. Good job, Uma. Now Pixie's going to be super tired. No, it's okay. My attention was elsewhere for less than 10 seconds. I don't understand what we're doing. So we've got 3 mini games. The first mini game is to inhale. We needed to make an infinite tunnel for the inhale to make it kind of look like one of those sucking in effects. But we not only have to do the tunnel, we have to actually animate the mini game as well. Can't do it all for you lot. Got to put some work in. So I'm going to copy this. Let's grab this. We want the outline to move the rest of it. I don't think I do, you know. It seems backwards. There we go. Let's have the mouth animate at the same time as this one. Pressing U so we can see everything. And we'll make sure that we don't see the mini mouth when the other one comes up. Cool. Let's make sure they come up at the same time. We could probably have a little bounce up effect as well. Probably it should be here, I think. I think it's too soon. Should happen halfway in between an animation. That, and then if it came back up, it wouldn't look so harsh. I did say it doesn't need to be perfect, and here I am. Okay. Cool, cute, we like it. Gummy bears. I was gonna sing the song, but I don't think we can. Inhales, catches the fly. I mean, but nobody said fly. Also, I didn't receive any colors. What color are these gummy bears? And this alphabet soup. This alphabet soup and spaghetti. Okay, so we've got the mouth moving. We've got the inhale. What we need is to put this inhale on top of that mouth. So I'm gonna move it there, stick it here. If you want to, you could put the 3D effect on everything. And then you could take the comp, rotate it, and have it face another direction. I'm not going to for this one. Just thinking about time. Thinking about time. And let's crop it here, connect it to the mouth itself, and also do the toggle swatch and add it as a matte. There we go. So now it's inside the mouth and it's doing its thing. Nice. It's not as fast as I need it to be, so I'm actually going to speed it up. Oh, we're on full. We don't need to be. Cool. Right, that looks good to me. Purple, of course. Purple soup, purple or orange. You know what? It's such a Splatoon color. I like it. Okay, so now we've got the woo 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 effect. We've got the mouth background. All we need is the stuff to fly into the mouth. So we're saying the gummy bear is going to take the longest time. I heard spaghetti. You said alphabet spaghetti? Okay, so I'm just going to have, oops, I'm going to make the letter T. Let's just slap it here. Pretend like this is a whole set of letters. I know it's just one, and it's going to be O because it stands for Oliver. Let's make it purple. Let's make the background black. If you want to add more when you're doing this yourself, please do. Have fun with it. How do I make the stroke thicker? There it is. Okay, this is alphabet. It's more than one. Just imagine that it is. Just go with me. Roll with me. Granny Smith green. Okay. I'll make the rainbow. Wait, hold on. How? We don't have time to do that many. I've got 2 different things to show you after this. Okay, so we've got this. I don't know why it's making my default color red. It should normally be white. It's a bit weird. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we've got Oliver here. And let's try to... I'm trying to think of a gummy bear. Granny Smith green. Okay, we got a purple and a Granny Smith green. It's got to be different than that somehow. Is Granny Smith like... this? I'm trying to think of one. Okay, let's do a rough. Oh no, let's do a rough. Oh, it could have an outline. It might need one, but it just shouldn't be that big. Let's make it black, much smaller. And I'm trying to think. I haven't seen a gummy bear in a long time, but we used to, my sister and I, well, I guess our family, we have the VHS of gummy bears. And we used to watch it a lot. It was a proper action flick. It was great. I don't know where this is going, but bear with me. No pun intended. No pun intended. Okay. Right. So if... do you think I can continue on from this one? Yeah, I can. Okay. Let's try. All right. Wow. A bit towards yellow? Okay. Ooh. This is definitely a challenge. This is definitely a challenge. And I never assume, I can never pinpoint what you lot are gonna pick. If I could prepare myself, it would be different, but you always pick something that I'm never ready for. Okay, let's go out here. Let's pretend like this is a gummy bear. There's no feet. I'm sorry. There's no feet. We'll just go without it. This one's been nibbled a little bit. So there we go. Ignore this little bit here. Oh, I could totally... No, Pixie, you don't have time to do this. Okay, so we've got a gummy bear, which I need to move a little bit more towards yellow. Okay, this is our gummy bear, okay? And that is our alphabet soup. So let's say we move one, or if we were smart about this, we would just do it on a null. Have the null go in and just tag everything to it. Do we have time? We could. I won't do it for this one. Let's parent it where it is. Parent. Let's keyframe it where it is. Move it over. Have it go further to the back of Kirby's face. That takes a long time to happen. And it's in the wrong place. Let's make sure it's above what it needs to be. Oh, I'm making it go down. No wonder. Okay, cool. There we go. Right, good. Needs to be much faster. Let's just move them closer together. Whoop. Good. Let's do the same for the other one. We could probably just copy and paste it, really. Make sure the anchor's in the right place. Move it higher up. It's interesting if they come from different angles. Just try to change it up a little bit. What happened? Oh no, if I actually, this will put this here. It won't be too much for us to move its angle, and then just make the move at different sets of time, which is perfect. Let me just move this closer towards the other one. Not really important where you have your layers, but toggling it, as in having one go in first and then the other, could be interesting. This is so big, we're gonna have to rotate that. Let's see if we can make it go further down. Make it a little bit easier to go in there, and maybe rotate it so when we clip it, we won't have a hard time. Let me rotate this, put the rotation on, have it facing this way, maybe already. To do easy ease without right clicking, that's just F9 on your keyboard. Maybe a little bit faster, should it be? So, lulu. Okay, cool. So now we've got two problems. One, we can see it out here. Two, it doesn't disappear. So, a couple of things we could do for this. Let's do it with the O first. We're going to go to matte on the background of the mouth. Make sure the mouth is on. Oops, there we go. So now it goes in, but we don't see it on the other side. So, little tip, if we split it, unmatte this one, and move it above, make sure that we can see it. There we go. We might need to change when it's visible and when it's not, but it's gonna look like it cuts from being outside to in. So we've got one, we just need to do the same thing on the other. Technically, I don't think I need to move it all the way up there. Let's put it back here. I think that's probably fine. Let's do the same with this one. So about here, we should have it change what it's doing. Let's go grab the matte, put it on the mouth. Now it's inside. Delicious. Let's see, when is the mouth open? Want to make sure that it runs long enough to be seen. When it says boom, it's kind of over, so we should be fine. Right, I think we've managed to do that. Now let's take a look at our success, see if we got it. Number one, inhale. Oh, I forgot, they can be seen. Okay, so these two, we can, unlock my hidden what, no. And where it says game frame base, no, that's not the one. Game mask is the one that we're looking for. I'm just going to connect this one and this one to the game mask. We got it, we got it. Boom. So now they're only seen when they're in the game mask. So we've been able to do a little bit of trickery and still get our tunnel effect. Let's take another look. Number one, inhale. Not bad. Okay. Phew. Time for number two. Spiral door. Props again if you recognize where this one's from. So, click on minigame screen number 2. Here we are. When you press play, nothing's happening. So the first thing you could do is open the door. Let's go to the door. It's already got the 3D on. We're going to look for the Y-axis. And maybe let's choose when we want to swing it open. It can't open before the text disappears. We can have it swing open. Maybe bounce back a little bit. Give it a little bit of intrigue. Hit that F9, see what happens. I'm not sure about this. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can dig it. Cool. But we want that kind of whooshing tunnel effect, the one that we just saw. So again, you could totally do this within this one, or you could make another comp and do it somewhere else. That's what I'm going to do for this one this time. We'll make it 1080 by 1920 this time. Though I don't think it matters too much. In this case, what you're going to do is, this could be with any shape, by the way. So let's say you had, I don't know, maybe somebody's hand and they had a cool shape in the middle. You could do this with that as well. You'd have your image, but I don't have an image. I've just got a solid color. I heard something about an orange, so let's go with orange this time. Here we go. Does not fit. There we are. Now I want to make a mask for the cavity. Just gonna call this P1. Let's make a mask. You could either use the pen tool if you've got a specific shape that's not typical, and then click invert. Otherwise, if you've got something like me, we can just go over to the rectangle tool, go ahead and click on that, drag out a certain shape that you want to be the part that's inverted. We'll invert it. We're also going to add a little bit of a feather on top of that as well to help with the woo-woo that we are doing. Lovely. Next, let's duplicate this 5 more times so we can get a 6. There we go. I want to order these as well. And now I've got all of my shapes together. We're going to work on the trickery now. Going to select all of them and turn them all into a 3D layer. And then I want to move their Z axis. So let me open all of these, not number 1, everything but number 1. Now, technically, this one can be made into more of an infinite tunnel, but because these mini games are only visible for about 3 seconds, you only kind of need to rock for a little bit. That's the perfect shade. Yay! I'm so glad. Now, you can technically do any distance that you like, but I think for this one, I am going to do sets of 2,500. So 2,500. And then 5,000. I think that's right. I'm not a number person, you know. 7,520. 75,000. It's funny. I can do my number game is better in Korean than it is in English. It's quite funny. 2,500. And I'm also gonna change my scale for these ones. See, when I was doing this before, they didn't look like this, but now they want to. Now they want to. That's fine. Gonna make it like this then. How about that? Okay, cool. Got something interesting. Very tangerine. I don't know why it's doing this today. It didn't look like this at all when I was doing it before, you know. Well, we're gonna see what happens. Shouldn't take too long for us to redo anyway. Very tangerine, very tangerine. Let's do a new, we'll add a camera. There it is. I'm not interested to see what's gonna happen because this is not what happened the first time. And we're going to make a null. I'm gonna call it driver because it is. Let's parent the camera to the driver and let's make the null 3D as well. Next, hit the position. I'm curious as to why it looks like this. We can move back. This is 10 seconds. I don't think we need it to be that long. We'll see. 7 seconds, and maybe we can make this 4,000. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Why? It's doing the right thing. It's absolutely whooshing in, but I'm not exactly happy with the look that I got there. It should be what I was expecting. Was it to be the size of this? But it's not. What size is this comp? Let's check. 1080 by 1920. Oh, it was me. It's me. It's me. All right, I've got it. Wait. Oh, okay. I know what we can do. I know what we can do. We can actually just go to this. Let's see if we have to do it again. I'm not sure. We can click on the layer, go to solid layer settings. It's on the wrong screen. And make it 1080 by 1920. Let's just do it again, shall we? It didn't like what I did. So let's go to new. We know we're on the wrong sizing at the moment. 1080, 1920. That's the one. All right, let's quickly do it again, shall we? P1. We do the mask with our very tangerine. Invert that. Feather that. Look at that. Nice. 5 times. Nope, I accidentally duplicated it inside itself. That's not what we're after. Let's do it on the outside so we can see it. Okay, we got 6. Lovely. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. We hit the cap key. Of course we did. Everybody 3D. Lovely. Hit the position. Now, if you do choose to use a different set of numbers, I think it's good for you. Yes, thank you. This is what I was expecting. I think you're 3 or you're 2 now. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. They're in the right order physically. 2, and this would be 75. Is this right? Yeah. And then this one would be 10. Oops, that's too much. Okay. And then This one would be 1, 2, 5. All right. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Right. We got the... I may want some citrus fruits at the end of this ride. Yes. And it would be so very delicious. So very delicious. We could get this closer. Let's keep pulling this over until it gets closer to the end. So now we've actually got the whooshing. All of the whooshing. Now, bearing in mind that it kind of ends at 3 seconds, we can just move this closer to make it do it faster. Looking very exciting. We're not even going to see this bit. I'm not expecting us to. We can now take comp 1, which is here. Spiral door. We'll copy that. I don't think I spelled that right. I didn't. Wow. How did I miss the P? Okay. Let's copy this. Let's go back to minigame 2. Save your work. And we'll paste. It doesn't want to paste. We'll just drag it in. And there it is. I like it, but it's too big and it's in the wrong place. So I've got a door background. We can just mask this on top of that. Let's hit the scale. Move it in. We can pretty much make this fit almost perfectly, she says. Almost. And let's use the matte as well so it can stay within it. Make sure you turn the eyeball on the door back on. And then we only need it to show up when the door opens. And the door's not open yet. So here we go. Oh, the door opens here. So maybe we can start this here. All right. Take a look. And open. Awesome. Okay, cool. And this end half isn't going to be seen. You can cut it off just for cleanliness sake, but no one's going to see it, so it's okay. So let's take a look at our successes. Check out number 1 again. Inhale the gummy bears and the Oliver O. Number 2, spiral door, open. With another kind of tunnel effect, we've got one more. This one right here, which is arcade. Another fun one. I mean, they're all fun, let's be honest. All we're missing is the music, really. I have a question for chat. Have you ever played one of these arcade machines before? If so, what arcade game did you last play? Okay, so now in minigame number 3, we click turn on, nothing happens. Not even the button is pushed. That means you have to do some animating. So we can animate the easy stuff first and then look at what we have to do for the tunnel. So we've got button. Always do the animation afterwards. This is a part of the staging effect. So if we have lots of stuff happening at the same time, people are going to miss things. So for instance, if I did the button push now, people are too busy reading the word turn on to notice that the button is being pushed. So we have to wait for it to go, and maybe slightly after it, then you can make the button be pushed so people will know where to look. So let's grab a hold of this, push the P key, P for position. Oops, that's a little bit low. Let's say we make it go boom, and then pop back out. Now, using your knowledge from the other animation classes or any other foundation or animation knowledge you know, go ahead and make this an interesting button push. Add your anticipation if you want to. Add your overshoot, all of that job. I played arcade machine loads when I was a kid. Did you ever play Castlevania? Peter Beck said, I like pinball more than arcade stuff, although I do love air hockey. Really? Oh. We played air hockey recently. That was kind of cool. It's just hearing the clanging. You're like, it's really cool. I don't know. It's the scene, the scenario, plus it gets really competitive. Well, the button gets pushed down, but it needs to come back up. So let's get that going too. I'd like to hold it down there for longer. There's more. Whoops. I always end up hitting X. Control X is a cut and copy, which I did not want to do. This key is to hold my frame. This is 3D Pixie here, doing an easier way to hold the frame. If you want to do it in another way, you can just make a new frame, right copy it. Oh no, I think you can just right click the one that you did before. Go to, I don't see it right now. There's one that says hold, but the stuff looks different. Oh, there we go. Toggle hold keyframe. That's the one. You could do toggle hold keyframe, but my old muscle memory tells me to do it this way. So whatever works best for you, especially if you're going for speed, we'll do that and have it come back out. Hold on. We just did the overshoot, which is there. This should be the stable one. I always like turbo outrun. Turbo outrun! Oh, I remember there used to be Sega World in London when my sister and I were younger. Boop, boop. Oh, hold on. That wasn't very interesting. Let me pull this out. And there was Rampage, where you could be a crocodile, a werewolf, or a gorilla. And you would climb on the building. You would like bang the building, which was really fun. And we went into a raft game. So you were in a physical raft. I'm gonna make it come up. I know it's gonna extend too far, but I don't mind. I don't mind. Oh no. That's not right. Oh, I know why. It goes up, it should go down a little bit, and then it should settle. Just did not feel right. We don't want it to go too far down, but there we go. Just a little bit of a something. Okay, cool. Bloop, bloop. Is that right? Yeah, cool. I like the jiggle. So yeah, there was a raft where my sister and I got into it, and you were sitting facing the screen, but on the screen you saw you and your co-op partner as virtual people, but it was facing, you could see them front on. They were coming towards you while you were swimming towards them, and there was a T-Rex behind them, and you were desperately swimming. Like, arcade machines like that is so cool. Oh my gosh. Also, me and my best friend, we went to, there was a convention, you know, like Comic-Con-y stuff. There was a convention for arcade machines, and we got on this driving one where it lifted you up and it was rotating you around when you drove the car, which was awesome. But there was this other one which was like a rail car one where you sat down. There were 4 rows. It was 4D, so every time something was happening with the animatic or the animation on the screen, the car thing that you were in would shake. And if the creature was really close to your face or something happened, it would blow wind or like water or whatever at you. It was great. It was great. That was a sit-down arcade machine though. Oh, they've really was that a driving one? We tried a driving one where, before I make us do the last minigame, we did this much quicker than I expected. I'm very happy about that. Where we might have more time to actually do the rest of the gummy bears for Kirby. We'll see what happens. Where you sit down to drive and there's the VR thing. So you stick the VR thing on your head, then you sit down and drive, and so you're properly inside the racetrack. It's very cool. Outrun 2 was like that. The cars you sat in moved. That's cool. So the VR one, the car moved, but then you were also like physically in it with the eyes, and yeah, that's great. So in minigame number 3, we need to do the last version of an infinite tunnel that I'm going to teach you, which is the grid. So again, you could either choose to do it on top of this file, if you don't mind. There's already a few things or a few layers here already. But if you want to keep it clean and then just bring it in afterwards, you can do that too. You can totally do that. More gummy bears! More gummy bears! What colors would the other gummy bears be? Okay, how about we do it on another one and then just bring it in. We'll see what happens. We'll do a new composition. I'm gonna leave it at this. That's fine. Right. So do bear in mind, it is transparent. We're just taking off the grid just so it's a bit easier to see. There was a motorbike one where the bikes moved. Oh, no, that sounds familiar. And I went to an art exhibition, and the artist had like lots of different gamey things in there, and they had a motorbike one in there. Now I have a gummy bear song. Me too! I'm singing it right now, but I don't want to sing it out loud because of the MCA. Okay, so new. We want to make a solid, doesn't matter what color it is because it's going to turn it into a white grid anyway. We might be able to change the color of the grid actually. I'm sure we can. Hadn't thought about it till now. Maybe we can tinker around with it. So you're gonna make a new layer. You can call it anything. I'll call it T for top. Make sure you make it more, write more than just one letter, please. Unless it's just you looking at this. Yeah, I'm sticking in my head too. Yeah! But not to gummy bears. Not good for the tummy. Keys. Next, we're going to go up to Effect, Generate, and head on over to Grid. Now we have a grid. Amazing. Like our job's already done for us. Next, we need to make it 3D to get the cool effects. This one, and to be fair, most of the effects that we showed today, very simple. It more comes down to how you're going to use them. What creative outlet are you going to do to take it to another level? Okey-doke, we've got this. Let's open up our layer. Let's go to our effects. Grid. Oh, no, that's not where I want to be. I want to transform this. Let's go to our rotation. In the X, let's stick it into 90. And let's press P for position and pull it up. Okay, we're kind of getting that retro. I don't know if anyone's seen Moonbeam City, but it's kind of giving me that kind of, is it 80s? 80s style. I'm looking for that purple and white kind of coloring. We can do a ramp shader thingy in After Effects, can't we? Cool. So we've got this. It's going down to the middle of nowhere. Lovely. Let's open it up. Now we can go to Effects, go to Grid, make sure the size form is on width and height sliders. What is it called? Yep, that was correct. And in width, adjust it to the width you'd like it to be. I'm going to do the same for the height as well. Woo! That was too much. There we go. Maybe something like this. This is cool. And to make it move, to animate it, all we have to do is grab the Y on the anchor. And so if you move that, now it's moving. Look how simple this was. So quick, so fast, so easy. Let's click on the stopwatch. We could go down to 10. Why not? Make it go really far away. I don't know what to make it to. We could make it to 1,000. Is it slow or is it fast? Is it good? It's really slow. It could be faster. How about 3,000? Oh man, I missed most of it, but I made it. Welcome, Petty. I can show you what we've done so far. In the minigame files, I've made this even more like a minigame. It's kind of like WarioWare now. Totally like WarioWare. Hello, Ashraffle. Welcome on in. This is Animation 501, where we're taking our animation skills to another level where I'm making sure that you actually animate the minigames, plus you add the new things on top. We've got a file here, or a little tab, a little project comp, which says, see your success here. So as you go ahead and do your mini games, when you come back to this part, you can see it work all together like you're watching somebody play it in a Let's Play on YouTube. So number one, we had inhale. We inhaled an alphabet soup and a gummy bear. Number two, we had a spiral door we had to open, and we had a little infinite tunnel there. And number three is the one that we're working on. But in our little arcade machine, it doesn't have anything that goes on the screen when it turns on. So this episode is all about tunnel infinite-ish looking loops. So that's exactly what we're getting down to. Thank you, Jack. Jack's popped the minigame link down there. Oh, yes, please take it easy. Let's see, is it looking nicer? It's still a little bit too slow. How about we make it a 6? Nice. Okay, kind of trippy. Cool. Now, if you like, you can absolutely rotate this a bit more, do a little bit more with it, do a little bit less with it. It's completely down to you. I think this should fit where I need it to fit into. I'm not sure now. I think I might need to make this comp a little bit wider, you know, because the screen that it's going into, unless we do like a fade out on the side, the screen it's going into is more like a square. So let's go to comp 1, and I'm just going to make it a little bit wider, I think. 1080 by 1080. Okay. Cool. I'm going to grab the position in the Z axis and move it down There we go. I'm trying to make sure that it sort of looks like it's coming to the top. Great. Next, let's duplicate it. And I'm going to call this B for bottom. Oops. Not BT. And all we have to do is move it down a little bit. Make it match. Press play. It's totally doing that 80s thing. Good night, Sweden. Could have KO zooming on the screen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Friendly remind me to stay hydrated. Yes, chin chin. There's no water in this. It's like a little dribble. It's a very oasis desert situation there. Mm. Okay, we've got these two. We can have the KO thing happen. That sounds great. We can do it on the other screen, actually. Let's do the grid here, do the KO over there. So we've got the T, we've got the B. Let's duplicate. And let's make this be the L. And rotate it. Rest well, Robert. Thank you so much for coming in. Change it to a 90. Oops. Let's move it to the other side. And get in a place that we like. You can absolutely go into layer. Oops. Go into layer, go to solid settings and change the size of the solid to make it match your scene a little bit better. I'm not going to. I'm more of a allow us to get it sort of done. TLB, duplicate. We'll make this one be the one on the right. Throw it to the other side. I don't think if we just reverse this, I don't think it's going to work like that. No, didn't actually do it. Nope. Okay, let's move it over manually. It's fine. It's a little bit close. I don't mind that much though. Okay, trippy. Very, very cool. I feel like, no, they are all going inwards. They are. Okay, looking nice. Let's take comp 1. We can call it GR for grid. Head back to minigame 3. I'm going to drag the GR in. So face mask is here. That's where this needs to go. It's pretty big. So let's scale it down. Move it into place. Ooh, we can put the full. No, it is on full. Okay. Let's make it 110. Oh, no, maybe not. What are we on? Oh, my glasses were not glass winning for me. 15. Let's make it 15. 15 is too big. Let's make it 11. 11 is too big. 10.3. 10.1. 9. I feel like 10, we don't have much of a choice here. I feel I'm going to go with 10.1 maybe. Just want it to kind of be in, and then we'll use the matte ability to lock it in there. And then we can add the KO sign. Let's go ahead and grab that, toggle it over, matte, pop it down into the face mask. And let's make sure it can't be seen until the button gets pushed. Not only are you animating the stuff that's there and adding in all the special effects, which is our tunnel for this time, but you're also the orchestrator of staging. So technically we're practicing staging too. So we've got turn on, we've got the button, we've got it popping on. Maybe it should come on when the button goes down. Not too sure. Oop. Something happened which was a bit concerning. There we go. Okay. Bam. Cool. I think it should maybe fade on. You could absolutely have it do, you know, like when old TVs turn on and then they have that like whole sign and the circle in the middle and then it comes on. You could do that. That would be very cool. Be as creative as you like, or get it done for the sake of getting it done. Every single thing you do is technically practice, and it will absolutely help the rest of what you're doing in the long run. So we've got this, it comes on, have it say KO, maybe around the end mark. For those of you that have played WarioWare, it's normally near the end before the screen changes that the cool stuff seems to start happening. So let's add our KO sign like Oliver suggested, but right in the center. Looks like our text is too big. All right. It's kind of like, do you know it's yellow and then it's orange at the bottom? I'd like to do that. I would like to do that. You have an idea of how to do that? Yes, we do. So if we have this yellow I'm sure there's more than one way to do this. It's the only way I can think of right now. If I had this and then, oops, have this make a mask here and then feather the mask, pull it up. Oops, totally thinking of Street Fighter, I think. Pull it up. Oh no, but then it's not gonna. No, I have an idea. Okay, so we're gonna mat it on top of the KO, bring the KO back up, duplicate the KO, pull it over here, take off the fill. There we go. Cool. Let's merge them all together. Oops, no, that's correct. Turn on, maybe I hide these two so I don't see them. Less is more sometimes. Move it into the right place. Do all the cool animation stuff. Maybe make it pop out in front. Scale that. This scale is good. Yeah, something nice and big so we can see it. If we wanted to, we could have like K and then O. But if we have them both together, let's do K and then O. Should we do K and then O? Do we have time? Oh, good night, Pedro. Rest well. It's late here too. 9 p.m. Well, 9:50. No, we'll do one at a time. We'll do one at a time. That way we can talk and see all the stuff and look at the last works and all that jazz. Okay. We might do it. We'll see. So we've got scale. Let's put it to 0. 0 on scale always technically hides your stuff. If this is the final one, we're going to do our overshoot that we learned last time. Overshoot is just take your final position, go beyond it a little bit, and then let it rest at the actual final position. So let's see. There we go. We got K. Oh, nice. When I got 5 minutes, I do. Might not be able to do more gummy bears. And oh, you know what? We can make the joystick wiggle. Make it look like nothing was happening on the screen, but you know, make that do something. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. KO. Okay, so we want to tilt. Overshoot. Bring it back. Hold. Overshoot the other way. Bring it back. What do we got? We got overshoot, bring it back. Maybe have it pop out again. And then maybe have it rest back in the center. Get an overshoot in the center. Let's take a look, see what happens. I forget about overshoot. My goodness, I tell you, it helps with all the jiggle. It helps with all the bounce of stuff. It just gives it that little extra. And the more overshoot you do, I say go really exaggerated with overshoot because then you can pull it back. It's easier to pull it back than if it doesn't have enough. So we've got the button. We got bloom bloom. Turn on button. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Okay. Oh, chill. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Looks like 3D Pong, no joke. Yeah, it kind of does. What time are we on? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I've got like 2 minutes. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. That's such a cool idea. Wait. Wait. Okay. Let's do this. Make it white. Turn off the stroke. Turn off the stroke. Okay. Let's get a little bit of Pong. Let's get a little bit of Pong going. So. Boop. Bam. We can do it. We can do it. Or just a little bit, you know. Boop, boop. Blum, blum. And then back to rest. Blum, blum. Hold. Ooh. And of course, KO needs to go on top of you, not below you. There we go. I see the time. I see it. I see it. Duplicate it. I'm going to pretend like maybe the other person isn't there. And just move it to the side. Maybe we don't have the ball. Maybe we don't have the ball. But at least it's working. This person was playing alone. Okay, cool. Final looks. We got 1, We did inhale. We got 2. We got open. And we got 3. We have turn on. Woo, hello. Wow, it's still just going, huh? Oh, that's what I get for having a notification that is longer than a bell sound. Okay, cool. So we've got our 3. We managed to do it in good time. We got it. Making me nervous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We made it. Phew. Okay, everything's good. Everything's good. We made it. Woo. Okay, so as always, don't forget to do your homework. We've got the ending. We've reached it. Do your homework. It's not arcs, but you should do arcs anyway. Apparently, I forgot to do that. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out and joining us back on the renewed Animation 501. Thank you, Oliver. See you a lot later. Stay tuned. More coming up.